Before, I did have a couple of friends, but we wouldn't really hang out as much after school. I didn't feel as though I belonged.
I was pretty nervous. My grades were kind of down in the gutter. I was just disorganized. I wasn't happy. It was a bad experience.
We had tried other school interventions such as time management and tons of tutoring. We had science tutoring. We had math tutoring. We had tutors in the home. We had reading tutoring. So this myriad of all these different tutors that the family was spending money on, yet still receiving poor results.
Parents were saying, why is it hard to check your assignments? Why can't you keep track of them? Are you distracted by TV, video games? Which it kind of was. The teachers would say that this is late, you can do better than this, you can do better than this. People were still just upset at me. It seemed that way.
To be frank, I thought a lot about going to community college. I would think a lot about doing the basic minimum with my future, and I wouldn't think all that far down the road, if that makes sense.
When I was introduced to Cogmed, initially I was quite skeptical. I'd seen many things coming through the process that were a bit faddish. To see so many people using other techniques that weren't quite helpful, trying many different medications with huge side effects. And so when I learned about Cogmed, found out a little bit more about the research, I was actually intrigued and renewed, frankly, in my profession.
My locker doesn't look like a pigsty. It's very neat and very organized, and my friends comment on it. They're like, wow, your locker is kind of amazing. And I'm like, yeah, it's great.
My parents, they loved Cogmed, really. They loved what it did for me. Sometimes my mom would get stressed. She felt like she had to check my assignments and stuff. Now I'm able to do that, and my mom feels that she feels relieved that now I can take charge in my academic life and social life now. Once you see the signs, they're absolutely amazing how Cogmed can really help you with everything, with academics, with social life, with regular life in general.
I think it was after I got my third 100 in a row on a major test, and my grades went from C's and D's to A's and B's. So that kind of changed my high school experience, because at first I was like, oh, well, this is the bare minimum, this is who I am. And now it's yeah, I'm doing very well, and it's great.
This is a neurological problem. It is not an effort problem. And when I noticed some of these changes with Cogmed and some of the reports back from families, seeing these children come in even with a renewed sense of self and confidence because they were competent, change was inevitable. In my practice, I had something that I believed in, something that I could see, something that was measurable. And those were things that otherwise I wasn't seeing.
I could say, we need to work on your working memory. If we're lucky enough to be able to use the Cogmed, then I get to see the changes. So it's made a huge difference. So many students could benefit from this. Not just the ADD, not just the ADHD, not just the processing, not just the reading and the math overlap, but there's a whole lot of benefit to be had from this. As a teacher, I just never felt really fulfilled. I never felt complete. There was always something missing. And now that I'm doing this, it's just this is what's meant to be. I feel it. I feel the connection. This is how I get to integrate all of my skill sets and everything that I have to offer and just effect a change that nobody else is able to do.
You should definitely try it because in the end you will feel like a new person, and if you're not happy with yourself, then that's the first place you should start. And to become a happier person and feel better in general, you should try to be more organized, and through Cogmed, you can definitely get that. I went from thinking I should go to community college to trying out for Berkeley. So, if that says anything.
I felt as though I was never doing as good as I could have been, but I never really knew how I could do better. It was there was constantly a door I kept bumping into, and I never had the key. Cogmed was the key, really.